Rooney, she's such an athletic goalie. She has that Olympic experience. Well, both goalies have Olympic experience between the pipes tonight, but again, she is just so athletic, and when she gets in a rhythm, she makes it look so easy. She's really good at her rebound control, and she competes. She competes, and every puck, she gives 100%. And then Emma Soderberg, tonight, Coach Courtney, she has so much confidence in both of her goalies, so giving Soderberg another showing tonight. Last game she started, she was pulled, so tonight gonna let her build up her confidence again and show Boston what type of goalie she is.
Yeah, Emma Soderberg, in the last time these two teams played, it was Erin Frankel and Nicole Hensley, the matchup in net, but we are underway here in the first period. And Paige, from the very beginning of last game, Boston started off, I mean, it was their opening night. They started off that first period with a few mistakes, and Minnesota was able to capitalize. And it sounds like Boston really has settled into their season a little bit more, trying to play a full 60-minute game.
Well, that's the thing, is if you make a mistake in this league, the players are going to capitalize on those mistakes, and we saw it the last game between Boston and Minnesota. But again, that game is so long ago that, you know, both of these teams are like, all right, that's in the past. Let's focus on today.
Yeah, that game was a 3-2 win for Minnesota. Taylor Heisey went barred down in the first period. Sophie Cunnin and Grace Sumwinkle had the goals for Minnesota as that shot put onto the side of the net. First stop made by Maddie Rooney. Pushed out into the neutral zone, and we get the whistle as it came back in. Possessed by Boston in the neutral zone. It's Keller looking to start things out. It's that third line on the ice for Boston. Hannah Brandt centering Nicole Costa and Teresa Schaafsal. Schaafsal with the puck, spinning, loses it off her stick. She was the first player to score in that game, PWHL Boston against Minnesota on January 3rd. So Schaafsal, 2 goals on the season. She's somebody that you played against, Paige, back when she was at UVM.
I mean, she's a dangerous player, and then she also has a shot. That's the thing, is I feel like I keep saying everyone has a good shot, because in this league, everyone really does.
Yeah, the depth in this league is crazy. With only 6 teams, you're able to see so many talented players stacked on each roster. Shot from the point by Bookbinder, goes wide of the net. Knocked out of the air by Britton Fleming. As Boston trying to tie the puck up against the wall. I'd like to welcome in our audience that just switched over from watching the Boston Bruins game, as that happened earlier this afternoon, a 12 o'clock start for the Bruins. 6-2 win for Boston in Philadelphia. And this PWHL Boston team trying to have the same outcome as the Bruins, who did show them support in that first game. Patrice Bergeron came down to the opening puck drop, and we also saw Don Sweeney in attendance. Connection to Danielle Marmer, the GM of this Boston team, who used to work with the Bruins organization. As that puck was picked off, Hillary Knight takes the shot from the high slot. That one misses. She's been getting a lot of chances on net this season, just hoping they start to fall for her.
A nice little forecheck for this first line right now. It started all the way from the back end when Alina Mueller rushed the puck, and they've been establishing their forecheck ever since. Marvin
takes the puck off the wall, bounces the pass behind the net. Look to go back to Marvin. Jamie Lee Rattray fighting for the puck. Marvin heading behind goal, carrying on the backhand, gets poke checked by the defender. Boston maintaining possession along the wall. Rattray looking towards the middle, sends it up the slot, back to the point. One-timer by Fratkin, goes in! Took a redirection in the crease, but that point shot by Kaylee Fratkin puts Boston on the board. It's 1-0.
What a way to start the period for Boston. Really good ozone time, and Kaylee Fratkin with what a beautiful shot. Looked like it tipped off of Costa, but again, bodies in front, and that's what hockey is low to high, bodies in front, take away the goalie's eyes, and good things happen.
Yeah, I think it was Susanna Tapani who that shot went off of and into the back of the net. It looked like it was going to go wide right, but it took the redirection, and that's why you take those shots from the point. So Kaylee Fratkin, former BU Terrier, getting her first goal of the season. She was elevated in the lineup today, playing on that D pair with Jess DiGirolamo, signed with Boston as a free agent after the draft. Another point shot taken by Sydney Morin. Happy to be playing from a point of winning early on.
And when you score first, it just gives this sense of momentum to your team and confidence to really set you up for success the rest of the game.
Another steal by Boston. Settled along the wall, passed around for Schaafzahl. To the opposite side for Costa. Stolen away. And Minnesota able to transition, but picked off by Healy in the neutral zone. Long dump it into the corner. Lee Steckline, one of the leaders on this Minnesota team, starting out the rush to Heisey. She has it picked off her stick. Costa with possession over the blue line, knocked down. D'Arcangelo taking the shot, and it's put in on the side of the goal. Another early goal for Boston. Taylor Gerard picking it up and lifting it to make it 2-0.
Starts in the defensive end, but good job by D'Arcangelo picking up that puck after Costa did the play on the wall, and then Gerard on the left side of the post just to finish the play. But overall right now, a lot of great hockey and good momentum building for Boston. You can tell that they feel good right now.
Completely different start to the last time these two teams played, and like we mentioned right off the top, both of these teams are very different than when they saw each other the first time, because that was them coming in their first ever games, and now they've had time to work on chemistry. And you see the shot by D'Arcangelo. She's somebody that has really been vocal on this Boston bench as the fourth line center, so that fourth line getting on the board for Boston to make it 2-0, and those goals not coming too far apart. Now Minnesota gonna have to try to push the pace and get back into it. It's D'Arcangelo with the assist on the goal by Taylor Gerard, first of the season. Kendall Coyne-Schofield trying to get the puck out. She gets it to the neutral zone. Keller drops for Knight. Shot from the top of the circle. That stop's made by Maddie Rooney. And Paige, 3 shots on goal for Boston, none yet for Minnesota. Their very first 2 shots went in.
Yeah, I mean, they're really building off of their shifts. Like for the first goal, the first line, they hemmed in Minnesota in their own D zone, and they really were able to establish a forecheck, and then they were able to make the change, and that's when the first goal happened.
It's the top line out on the ice for Boston. That puck stolen by Hillary Knight. Up the wall for Gable. These 3 players on Boston's top line really complement each other well, as Mueller takes the big hit into the boards by Maggie Flaherty, and Mueller's still down behind the net. And Flaherty's still giving it to her a little bit. Some stick work, a little bit off camera, but they were still going at it behind the net. Alina Mueller, not really that kind of player. Paige, you used to play with her at Northeastern. Pretty easy going.
Yeah, but when she's on the ice, she is as passionate as it gets. She definitely shows her emotion.
It was Sophia Kunin trying to get a whack at the puck in front of the Boston net. Instead, Rattray getting the shot off. Rooney making the stop. Up ahead for Kava. Drop for Cunnin. That goes wide. Another chance from the side of the net by Tapani, the Finnish native, up to the point. Led by Greco. Tapani has fit right into this Minnesota team as well. Coach Klee telling us that she's been a happy surprise, just because he didn't have a lot of time seeing her being a European player, he's used to a lot of the Canadian and American players from coaching internationally, so many meetings between those two teams, but Susanna Tapani has been somebody that he's liked working with so far, and she's given him a lot so far this season. See Tapani on the bench.
Yeah, a really smart hockey player, just a great IQ, and she's on the older side for her teammates, so you know she's relied on also as a leader.
Into the offensive zone for Minnesota, puck taken away, right back by Icy, and then Krasova getting the chance on goal. Brandt dished it around, puck back to neutral ice for Lee Steckline. Another steal. Costa making a move with the puck. Schaafsal sends it back for Brown, who outlets ahead, but that just a little bit too far, so this will bring the face-off back into the Boston end of the ice for icing. 2 power play goals, including one by Megan Keller in the first meeting between these two teams, as stepping to the box is Abby Boreen. Hooking is the call, so Minnesota going short-handed. Knight with the puck at the point, scoops it down low. Mueller, who has the other power play goal for this Boston team, down low in the zone. Steckline angling for the puck. A little bit of a miscommunication between Keller and Mueller. Both thought the other was going to get the puck, so the puck comes back out into the Boston end. And the captain, Hillary Knight, will skate it out. Poke check by Heisey, not allowing the transition. Now it's Keller waiting, and something that Coach Kessel told us, she likes how this Boston breakout looks now, starting from the back end with a defenseman and breaking out as a 5-person unit, something they've been working on. Knight passes up the wall. Mueller able to hold it in at the point, poked ahead by Shirley. He's heading down the slot. Keller trying to shoot it to the far side. Blocker save made by Rooney. Got the pad on it, and Minnesota able to clear and change out penalty killers.
Really good play along the wall by Boston right there, fighting to keep the puck in the zone, and then eventually what a chance it led to by Keller right there. The rebound was there. Rooney left it on the right side of her pad.
Skating back to the puck is Sydney Morin, getting that second power play unit out on the ice for Boston. We were told they have some very New England names. The Wicked and the Salem are the 2 names of these Boston power play units. Courtney Kessel told us earlier this week. Morin at the point, as Rattray, she'll push the puck there. Jamie Lee Rattray has her shot blocked by Kelly Panic. Another chance from the point by Sydney Morin goes wide. And another clear made by Minnesota at the end of the penalty. So we are back to 5-on-5 hockey. 4 shots on goal for Boston, 1 for Minnesota. Puck stolen by Healy right along the boards. Sent back to Natalie Bookbinder. Pushes it forward for Britton Fleming. Just inside the offensive zone. Offside, so we get another break here.
Coach, obviously not the start you want, but what will it take to take the momentum back?
Yeah, well, I think it started with that kill. I mean, it's a big kill for us, and now we just need to get some momentum. You know, we started a little slow, but that's okay. That's hockey games happen. So there's a lot of time left. We just need to get back to our game.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
You bet. Thanks.
So they do kill off that Abby Boreen penalty, and we're back to 5-on-5 hockey here as it's taken off the stick of Keller by Krasova. Lee Steckline being pressured. Steckline sliding across to her defensive partner, Natalie Bookbinder. Rattray with a big collision into the boards. And it's Boston taking back possession. That outlet pass just a little bit too far out ahead of Shirley, so we'll get the icing.
Something that I love about Rattray is she works so hard, and when you have a leader on your team working as hard as she is 100% all the time, it just is a trickle effect for the rest of the team.
Puck at the point, sent down by Abby Cook. Puck skated into the corner. And drop for Fleming. Her pass picked off. Lauren being pressured now, trying to get the puck out of the Boston, and a turnover and a score! Britton Fleming able to capitalize on a turnover by Boston behind their own net. And so they chip away at the lead. It's 2-1.
Great finish by Fleming right there, and overall just a really good job by Minnesota, making it difficult for Boston to defend behind the net. And just a quick shot, no stick handling, right off beating Soderberg. But something about this rink is behind the net, it is so huge, and what makes it, like, for offensively, that's a good thing. You have more time to create something, but defensively, it's really hard to play D behind the net, because if you look at compared to other rinks, there's way more bodies that fit behind the goalies in this rink specifically than normal rinks.
Yeah, Paige, and you've played on a lot of different surfaces, especially around college hockey. This is one of the rinks in college hockey that has much more space behind the net. We've been to some of the other rinks in New England. UConn has a really shallow area behind their net, but here at the Tsongas Center, plenty of space. And you talked to Lauren Gable about that actually in our conversation this week, and she agreed with you. She said that first line with her and Mueller, they like to use as much of that space as possible. Could be used as kind of a home ice advantage to know that, but you see Minnesota taking advantage of it here in the first.
Well, it makes the D want to go behind the net and follow their players, and it allows bodies in front of your own net to be not covered.
Which is what we just saw on that goal by Britton Fleming. 6:10 left to go in the first. A 1-goal lead for Boston, who leads 4-2 in the shots category. They can move into the O-zone as Brown. Chasing it down behind the net. Knight, an odd-angle shot from the side. Knight to Mueller, who has 1 goal this season, scored it on Wednesday. Brown poking the puck further to Gable. Her 3 goals on the season lead Boston. Mueller for Gable. And a goal for Mueller in the slot. Boston responds with another goal. It's 3-1.
Great movement between Alina Mueller and Lauren Gable once again, and Alina Mueller finds the back of the net, and by Gable moving up the wall, it opens up the lane, and Alina Mueller keep moving her feet, and then she finds herself in the slot, bodies in front. Great job by Hillary Knight screening, making it difficult for the goalie to see the puck. But overall, great team effort, great execution on that goal. She is so good in front of the offensive net. It is by far what she brings to the table. I mean, she brings a ton, but in front of the net in the O-zone, if you could pick anyone to be there, you'd pick number 21.
And that's why you see her there on that shift. You see her there on the power play as well.
And I talked to Alina about her like at the beginning of the season, and Alina told me, I have never seen anyone as good in front of the net than Hillary.
Yeah, she can take away the ice. She can also put in rebounds right out in front as we get a stop by Soderberg. It is the 2nd goal of the season for Alina Mueller, who is now tied for the top of the league in points with 8. Marie-Philippe Poulin, the other. She has been pretty much up at the top of the league since it started, having a great first season. But Alina Mueller keeping pace, 8 points on this season, and she's such a great playmaker as well. 6 assists, good at dishing the puck to both of her line mates as she's back out on the ice. Minnesota in possession. Mueller making the steal. Knight slides it across. Mueller will take it back. Skated forward by Morin into the offensive end. Under 5 minutes to go in the first. Shots have now evened out as we get the adjustment. 4 shots on goal for both of these teams. Mueller's goal assisted by Lauren Gable. as that pass was tipped into the zone by Brittany Fleming, the goal scorer for Minnesota. Quickly up the ice. Pass made to Gerard. Another shift for this Boston fourth line. And the puck's taken away by Lee Steckline. Steckline breaks it out. Fleming has it knocked off her stick by Darkangelo. Rooney, Page so far in this game, Rooney facing 4 shots, but there's 3 Boston goals.
Yeah, definitely, obviously not the start she wanted, but things happen. It's a hockey game. You're not going to play well every single period, but Boston's really taking advantage of that, and Boston is making it hard for her. They're getting bodies in front and making it hard for her to see.
Coming into the game, 1.45 goals against average and a .943 save percentage for Rooney in her 2 starts with a win and an overtime loss. So she has not lost in regulation yet this season, as that steal is made by Brandt. Brandt drags on the backhand, throws it to the side of the net. That stays out. The other way, Maureen taking it up. You hear the glass shake on the physical play. Keller has her back pass stolen. And both teams using that big area behind the net just now. Jamie Lee Rattray can't carry it through the neutral zone. Brown will roll this into the Minnesota end of the ice. No icing. 2:20 left to go in the first. Darkangelo picks off the clear. She gets it back. Darkangelo, another one of these Boston players who can play in any situation. She's particularly been good on the penalty kill this season. Boston's penalty kill, which we haven't had a chance to see yet because it's been a clean first period for them, is the best in the PWHL. That shot coming from the side, Soderberg making the stop. Mueller taking the rebound. DiGirolamo looks ahead, her pass stolen in the neutral zone by Cunnin. Wrapped around the boards for Channel, was able to hold in. Cava has the puck roll on her, but it ended up right in the Boston crease, out in front of Soderberg. So far, Soderberg on the season, a .366 goals against average, .889 save percentage, a win and a loss so far this season. Point shot by Melissa Channel goes wide of the net. Just about a minute left to play in the first. Boston out to a really strong start. Knight tying up the puck along the boards. It comes loose to Alina Mueller. Mueller indirect for Gable. Centered. It was Hillary Knight crossing out in front of the net. Got a piece of it, but couldn't handle the pass cleanly. 40 seconds to go in the first. Pass for Steckline. She carries it into the boards. Kaylee Fratkin with the check against her. Krasova managing the puck along the wall. Heisey gets it to Krasova, and that's poked away from her. Coming the other way, 2-on-2. Pelkey will wrap the puck around. 15 seconds left to go. This one should go for an icing. Not a lot of time here to get one last shot off.
No, and that's why possession right off of an offensive zone face-off is so important if you want to make something happen that late in a period.
2 seconds left, and the buzzer sounds out the end of one. Boston has to be happy with their first period performance. Heisey and Mueller in at the dot, and Heisey able to win it back. Taylor Heisey, the #1 overall pick in the first PWHL draft, a 2022 Patty Kazmaier Award winner, and coming in from a family of athletes. She's got that size. A few of her family members, basketball players, and she comes in just such a great athlete and one of the younger players on this Minnesota team, but already leading the way for them offensively.
She really is just such a gifted player, especially her shot. She puts it on an angle, and by just putting it on that angle before she shoots, it's what confuses goalies. And this, we'll see the other night, Montreal, they were playing so physical on her, but what I love about it is she gets right up. She is a tough player, and when you're one of the best players in the league, she should expect this to, because when you're up against the best players, you want to slow them down, and how do you do that? Play the body.
And this has been a physical league so far. It's an adjustment for players coming out of college where there's a lot less bumping allowed, rule changes that players having to get used to with this PWHL rulebook being different than any other league, women's league that they've played for before, allowing for much more body contact.
And this is a players' league. Like, the players, they want that physicality.
And it has been physical so far this season. We've heard from both coaches that we talked to this week that that's one adjustment that both teams have been working on throughout the early parts of the season, just preparing for contact, being more physical, and expecting more physicality to come your way, as we just saw in that Taylor Heisey package. Puck tied up along the boards in the Boston end. Shirley pinning it against the wall. It comes loose to Gigi Marvin. Marvin, the backhand pass around for DiGirolamo, and Boston gets the exit, but quickly picked off by Emma Greco. Greco centering it, getting a stick on the puck was Cunnin. At the point, Cook having to take it back into the neutral zone. Cunnin, a quick pass to Penny heading towards the net. She draws the penalty as she tried to get that shot off. She was impeded. So this will be the first power play for Minnesota, set up by this penalty on Boston as we get a look.
Really good job by Tapani right there. And when you move your feet, your speed's gonna kill, and it's what caused Kaylee Fracken to take that penalty right there. But here we'll get the chance to see how Minnesota's power play is looking, and defensively with the Boston PK.
So Fratkin in the box for the hook. And the first power play chance for Minnesota. They've had some struggles on the power play this season, though, Paige. 9.4%, just one power play goal on 11 chances. That's towards the bottom of the PWHL, fourth in the league in terms of power play percentage. Their one goal coming from the person who drew that penalty, Susanna Tapani, as they get a quick shot off out in front. You see Kendall Coyne right out in front of the Boston net. Back to the point. Steckline moves the puck to Heisey. Back across to Pani. Steckline for Heisey. She's got Coyne cycling down on top of the crease. Heisey touring the zone. Back to the right circle. Slides the pass out in front, broken up, but Minnesota maintaining possession. Steckline with the backhand pass for Heisey. 1:10 left to go on the power play. A chance by Susanna Tapani, stopped by Soderberg. So this is the most we've seen in terms of possession, continuous possession for this Minnesota team.
Yeah, and Taylor Heisey just circling around the zone, trying to create chances. I really liked Emily Brown's stick right there. So much of the penalty kill is how you place your stick defensively. You always want it on the ice, breaking up those plays, and that's what she did.
1 minute left to go on the power play for Minnesota. That shot whipped wide of the net by Grace Zumwinkle. Flaherty to Zumwinkle along the wall. Drops the pass. At the point, it's Bookbinder. Chance from the side. Doesn't quite make it through to Soderberg. It's Bookbinder again at the point. And Boston able to make the steal and the clear. Boston's penalty kill this year has been great, only allowing 1 power play goal on the season. And that was in their most recent game. As the puck is carried in by Fleming. Fleming around to the top. As the power play expires, one last chance in the low slot by Sheppers. Fleming slides across to Steckline. Greco down the wall. Turning towards the net. And a pass from the point by Channel going down low. Boston trying to get the puck out of their own end. It started out by Fratkin. Stolen by Pelkey. And so Minnesota unable to score on their first power play of the day.
Overall for Boston, their PK rotation was really solid that last power play for Minnesota.
And it's now Minnesota with a lead in shots, 9-5 after the power play. Just about 5 minutes gone here in the second period. No goals in the second. We had all 4 scored in the first. As we get a whistle for the icing in this faceoff, will come back to the Boston end. Mueller and Heisey, I was taking a look at their faceoff stats before the game. Heisey 51% on the season. Mueller only 40%. She's usually up. She's one of the better faceoff people in college hockey, so I would imagine that number is going to be going up for her at some point here in the PWHL. She takes a lot of draws. Both her and Heisey taking over 100 faceoffs so far. Kristova has her pass picked off. It's outletted ahead for Gable. Gable slides for Knight. He's got Gable going towards the net. The pass comes through but doesn't connect. It hits some skates on its way through. Zumwinkle transitioning quickly the other way. Looking for a pass option. Got it all the way through to Lee Steckline, the defenseman who had drifted down towards the net. Marvin, the self pass. And behind the Minnesota net. Pass to the point. DiGirolamo gets the shot off. Rattray going down to the ice. Coming back the other way, it's Boreen. Taking the bump by Fratkin. Kramer at the point. Panic putting it into the corner for Coyne. Coyne back out into the slot. Panic getting the shot off, but it's off the mark. Possession maintained. As you see, Kaylee Fratkin, another physical play. And Paige, like we mentioned, you played with her. We know what kind of player she can be as we get the whistle for the icing, so she'll have to stay out there on the ice. But Kaylee is a very physical player.
Yeah, I mean, she's one of those people that definitely likes the way this league is played. And yep, she just bumps her off the puck, but it ended up turning into an icing, so back in the Boston end.
Fratkin laying the hit on Abby Boreen. It's skated up ice. And now another turnover. Fratkin having to chase down the puck as she was trying to make the line change. Now she'll be able to get off the ice, and those tired skaters changing off for Boston. Costa knocking the puck out of the air. Brandt chasing it down. And back in the neutral zone, it's played by Brown. Schaafsal pushing the puck deep. Picked off by Flaherty and outletted ahead for Fleming. A little too far beyond her, and so that will be icing. Knight throws it forward, bounces onto the net of Rooney, turns it aside. Puck gets behind Gable. It's Tapani across, and looking to poke the puck home was Michaela Cava, but that one was kept out by Soderberg.
So much patience by Cava right there, and all alone in front of Soderberg, but We'll see it again right here. Kava all alone, and you can tell she's trying to make a little move around Soderberg, but just kind of loses the puck at the end. But defensively, can't have a man alone in front of the net like that. So someone always, the rule is always check, 5 in front, 5 in front. So in that neutral zone, someone on Boston needed to realize that she was creeping back.
And so it results in the 9th save of the game for Soderberg, and more physicality just outside the shot. Gable was taken down by Zumwinkle behind the net of Minnesota, and that seems to have sparked a little bit of tension between the two.
Nice step by Healy right there. When you apply pressure like that, it causes them to make just dump the puck, and it went right back to her defense partner.
Pelkey to D'Arcangelo, that shot blocked by Heisey, point blank.
In this first unit, I said it earlier, but they weren't really able to set up in the zone. So this face-off to get possession and start right away, the setup is really important for Boston.
Heisey with another strong face-off win, so Minnesota getting another early clear. Heisey, one of the best in the dot.
And the reason why I say the possession thing is because now when you have to break it out on the power play, Minnesota does a really good job making it difficult for Boston to enter the zone with possession on the power play.
That puck was lobbed into the Boston bench, so we get the stoppage, and the face-off will come back into the Minnesota end of the ice. So Page now another offensive zone draw for Boston. Instead, it's Brandt slid over. She'll pass the puck to the point. It's Knight. Keller slid for Knight. Keller did have that power play goal against Minnesota in the first meeting. Knight slaps that towards the net. Stopped by Rooney. Slid around the boards by Hannah Brandt to the opposite side for Mueller. She gets the puck taken away, and Minnesota will clear. Keller up ahead to the blue line. Mueller gets the entry, stops the puck from coming out of the zone with the skate. Keller to Hillary Knight. Wrist that into the glove of Rooney. Sydney Morin will play the point. Marvin to Morin at the blue line. Rattray dishes low and gets it back. Rattray slides across for Morin. Austin moving the puck around the top. Rattray gets it to Morin. She has to settle that down. Rattray with 25 seconds left on the power play, misses wide. Gable skating towards the top. Rattray in the circle. Gable tees that off. Shopsaw was out in front of the net. That puck might have hit her on its way to goal. Under 10 seconds left on the power play. That clear should just about kill it off for Minnesota.
Really strong penalty kill by Minnesota right there. They were really executing on their clears, and it's a simple thing, but getting the puck out of the net when you're trying to clear is a game changer for the penalty kill.
Boston with possession. Pelkey being impeded along the wall. Pelkey fighting for the puck. Shots 10-7 in favor of Minnesota after the most recent Boston power play. Kramer up around the wall. Her outlet pass chopped out of the air, so Boston keeps it in. Taken away and sent into the neutral zone. Boston regrouping. Brown takes over the puck. Cook for Minnesota looks ahead, but nobody there to take the pass, so icing will bring us to another whistle.
Coach, how do you like the pace of play so far in the second period?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what we expected from Minnesota, right? Like a good, fast-paced game, and I think we got to continue to transition quick and get that puck deep.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, thank you to Coach Courtney Kessel for joining us along the bench here in the second period with her team up by 2. And right before we hit the break page, we're talking a little bit about some of the players from Hockey East, in particular Northeastern, and they were on the road this week, the Boston team. Otherwise, Coach Kessel told us they would have been attending the Bean Pot that Northeastern just won back-to-back times. Puck at the point, whipped towards the goal by Bookbinder, and then some pushing and shoving after the whistle.
Nice offensive rush by Minnesota right here, and a nice point shot. That's what you want, bodies in front. You see Mueller and Tapani having something to say to each other.
Well, they're both European players that played against each other internationally. Mueller from Switzerland, Tapani from Finland. It looked like they were smiling as they were pushing and shoving though, so I imagine they might know each other outside the game as Bookbinder takes it back in. Maureen makes the play around the boards. It's taken ahead by Sydney Morin, and Boston with possession as they enter the zone, but it is offsides. Heisey has the puck for Minnesota, turns it over. Shirley spinning, can't find it. Skating towards it is Trusova. She gets it to Heisey. Heisey behind the goal, spinning. Looked like she wanted to turn around, but had to pass it to the point. Heisey gets it back. Flaherty across to Cook. Puck comes through and behind the net. Brought back out by Zumwinkle, turning shot. And stopped by Emma Soderberg. Yeah, that first period, Boston came out very strong and really carried the pace. Now you see Minnesota able to slow them down just a little bit more in the second. Gable with the wraparound has that picked off by Panic. Steckline waiting to move things forward. She has 4 points in 6 games played, 1 goal versus New York on January 14th. She's somebody that Coach Klee has coached before, and he considers her one of the main leaders on this team. A lot of experience for her as she leads the defense for Minnesota.
And earlier when I said Megan Keller has a presence whenever she's out on the ice, Lee Steckline does too.
Big check, and looks like Helke went down, and she is okay as she skates back into the zone. So Pelkey still out on the ice. Gerard throwing one towards goal. She has a goal in the first. Held in at the point by Morin. Around for Darkangelo. Changes directions, doesn't connect on the pass intended for Gerard. And now Minnesota in transition, trying to get a little too fancy there. And so Boston takes back possession. Shirley has her shot blocked, puck still loose, we get the whistle. Physical second period, and Minnesota is starting to run up the shots. 14 shots for Minnesota compared to Boston's 8. You feel like they're starting to put the pressure on Paige just a little bit, and no goals in the second. It was Boston with 3 in the first period. Mueller, Gerard, and Fratkin the goal scorers for Boston. Fleming the goal scorer for Minnesota. Puck behind the net of Rooney. Comes around, Krasova getting a whack at it. Puck bounces and kept in by Boston. Marvin putting some pressure on Taylor Heisey. Heisey looking to get the puck out of her own end, indirect off the wall for Zumwinkle. Picked off instead by Emily Brown. Another deep lob in. And Minnesota will switch out. Brown up to the blue line. But going down to the ice was Gerard trying to make the play. Cabot drops it for Tapani, who's loses her footing as she made the pass across. It's Boston in the Minnesota end of the ice. Shot teed up by Pelkey. She gets another on goal. Quickly the other way, Boreen slides across. Kava there. 3:30 left to go in the second. The point shot fake by Bookbinder, and then she sends one wide. Steckline drives that up high. Rebound opportunity stopped by Soderberg. 2 quick saves, and the puck's still loose out in front of her net. She's able to get the glove on it.
Really impressive play by Lee Steckline right there. The puck comes to her, she has to use her glove, and she's able to get the shot off, and then Soderberg being able to slide across and beating this second chance by Coyne. Really wonderful play by the goaltender Soderberg right there.
Boston with possession. It's Hillary Knight going towards the net. Something that Coach Kessel told us about her team, one of the main differences from the first game to now is that she feels like everybody just gels a little bit more. They're playing more as a 5-person unit rather than maybe they were making more individual plays in that first game.
And that all comes with team chemistry. They're practicing with each other more, and they're getting more opportunity to play in games, and nothing is like a game. Like playing in a game, learning where each other are, all of that. So it's just gonna build for the rest of the season.
That pass chased down by Cunnin. Boston taking back possession. It's Teresa Schaafsal with speed. Throws the puck towards the net, but it's blocked. Under 2 minutes to play in the second. Cunnin making the steal. Taken back by Costa. Schaafsal will dump the puck in and take the line change.
And Bridget, the next goal is huge because a 2-goal deficit in hockey is the scariest lead you can have because you feel like you have more cushion than you really do. So for Boston, if they get to make it 3, it's game-changing. And then for Minnesota, if they get to cut the lead, game-changing.
An important next goal for sure, as we haven't seen any scoring in the second period. Looking to change that, Grace Zumwinkle takes the pass but gets bumped off the puck by Keely Fratkin. Fratkin up to Knight, tips it into the Minnesota end of the ice under a minute to play in the second. Bookbinder moves it ahead for Heisey. Out in front of Krasova. Stopped by Soderberg. Krasova being matched with Taylor Heisey and Grace Zumwinkle is a pairing that Coach Klee didn't necessarily think he was going to go to, but you played with Denisa Krasova. She's a good complement to both of those players.
She is, and she plays so well. She's a 200-foot player. She can play offense and defense, and she can get them the puck, Heisey and Zumwinkle.
It's that line out on the ice. A rebound chance and a goal by Zumwinkle. So she's able to cash in, and like you said, Paige, now this being a 1-goal game, Minnesota starting to change the momentum. It's 3-2.
Talk about a momentum shift, ending this second period, getting a goal late in a period like this. Beautiful job by Zumwinkle being in front of the net, and great shot by Lee Steckline right there. Low, hard, getting that rebound in Zumwinkle. That's what she does. She's a goal scorer. She has that goal scoring mentality, and she puts it in.
We showed you the standings in the second intermission. Minnesota only 1 point behind Montreal for the top spot. They've had a strong start to their season, winning their first 3 games, including spoiling Boston's home opener on January 3rd. Steckline getting a stick on the puck. 15 seconds left in the second period. It's taken out to the point. 5 seconds left. Steckline kind of just waste out the clock on the second. And so Boston unable to find the back of the net in the second frame. Once again, a close game between these two teams. And Boston really has played in a lot of close games. The funny thing is 3-2 has been the final score for a lot of these games by Boston. 4-1 the score when they lost to New York. But other than that, they've been in a lot of really close games. It really speaks to the depth of this league, how many good players there are, just getting scoring from everyone up and down the roster for most of these teams. It's been something that has helped the PWHL put up such a good product on the ice, just keeping fans invested from start to finish as you see the big physical contact behind the net of Emma Soderberg.
In winning teams, they need secondary scoring. You can't just rely on your first line. So like you said, really important for the league.
Rattray tries to slide the pass across. It was Sophie Shirley coming down the back door. Rattray throwing that towards goal. Rooney has made 11 saves in today's game. Coming in after Nicole Hensley put up an amazing performance in Boston in this first meeting. Boston really put the pressure on in the third, but Hensley made such a huge difference. She was our star of the game.
Really great angle by Emily Brown right there. She was able to bring Cunnin to the boards and then come out with the puck.
Brandt tries to go behind the net to Schaafsall, pass picked off. Have a up ice for Cunnin. Bounces off the wall and right to Megan Keller. Puck tapped by Taylor Gerard, who scored her second goal of the season in the first period. First goal coming against Montreal, and the second coming here tonight. Puck in deep. Sydney Morin trying to get it out of the Boston end, held in by Steckline at the point. She whips a shot wide. It bounces off the glass. Right to Bookbinder. A chance on the side. Budarak getting another whack at the puck. Good job by D'Arcangelo to kind of break up that scoring chance. Dumped into the zone by Scheppers. Liz Scheppers centering that fourth line. And that's the line that had this Minnesota first goal by Britton Fleming. First line back on the ice for Minnesota. Zumwinkle takes it in. Looked like that might have been offsides. Heisey was in a little bit early, but we don't get the whistle, and Zumwinkle will take it out. And now we get a stoppage. We take a look at the last play.
This was Emily Brown earlier, just angling and coming out with the puck. Really smart defensive play right there. And then a little scrum, you could call it, in front of the Boston's net. But Boston came out with the puck, and that's relentless effort in front of your D zone. That is what you need to do. Really impressed by Morin right there on that play. But good job to Minnesota. They're making it harder.
So we just got too many players on the ice for Boston. Lauren Gable will serve the penalty. Another power play for Minnesota. They were unable to score on their two previous opportunities, but 4 shots on the power play throughout the game for Minnesota, trying to find the equalizer. Heisey throwing it towards the net. D'Arcangelo stepping in to block the shot. Steckline to Heisey for another opportunity. Coyne grabbing the rebound off the wall. Tapani to Steckline. Heisey dropping back to the point. Steckline with a long shot. That puck bounced to Scheppers. Minnesota maintaining possession in the offensive zone. Heisey fakes the shot, gets it low. Coyne bats it out of the air. Soderberg can't cover the puck, it's loose. But a key clear made by Cheyenne D'Arcangelo. Minute left to go on the power play for Minnesota. They came close there on that last flurry of opportunities. Stolen shorthanded by Brandt. By the way, a shorthanded goal for Boston would free Lauren Gable from the box early.
That was a really smart play by Brandt right there, pulling up and not trying to force anything. Bring it back to Meg Keller, just buy some more time.
Zumwinkle in over the blue line. She's got Kristova trailing in behind her. Keller makes the steal. Brown up the wall and out. And something Coach Kessel told us about her penalty kill. They have some penalty kill specialists on this Boston team.
And that's such a mindset. If you have penalty killers who buy in to the rotation, to playing that role like you are a PKer, it makes it fun for them, and they're excited to hop on the ice and kill penalties.
Time expiring on this too-many player on the ice call against Boston. Gable is out of the box, and we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. In the meantime, Boston and Soderberg able to stop quite a few Minnesota chances. They lead in the shots category 15-13 with 14:35 left to go in the third. Steckline receives the pass, goes forward to Tapani. She's got Fleming, she'll drop it there. Fleming gets the shot off into the pads of Soderberg. Puck stolen by Mueller, but it comes right to Tapani. Tapani centering pass right into the crease where Cunnin was there, and now Boston transitioning. Knight to Mueller, back to Knight, backhand try, blocked out in front by Greco. Tapani tape to Cava, her shot gets through Soderberg, but goes back out the other side. Looked like she had made the stop, but somehow it found its way through, but not into the back of the net. Puck chopped out of the air by Bookbinder. Minnesota getting the better of the opportunities early in the third. Puck comes out of the pile to Zumwinkle. Brown laying the hit on Zumwinkle. She gets the puck poked away from her. Some tired Boston player is able to change out. Zumwinkle quickly back in. Met in the corner by Megan Keller. Tapani to the point for Bookbinder. Keller another steal and gets the pass to Shirley. 7 minutes gone in the third. That shot sent wide of the net by Gerard. She's had a good game so far here today. Costa with the puck behind the net of Rooney. And she gets pinned to the boards and loses the puck.
Minnesota giving Boston a push right now.
Kristova takes the shot off the wall, misses. Fanning on the follow-up opportunity. Kristova around the net, takes the shot. That goes high. Channel. In the pass. Puck kept in at the point by Channel. Boreen with it, loses it into the neutral zone. And Boreen touching the puck will get a whistle. 12 minutes left to play here in the third at Tsongas. Jess DiGirolamo sending the puck around, intended for Fracken. It's Mueller skating with it. She's on the ice with Gerard. Mueller looks to the point. Brown aside for Knight, who shoots that wide. Put around the boards by Taylor Gerard. And Minnesota able to skate it out. It's Coyne with the lob in, and something we talked about with Coach Klee about Kendall Coyne Schofield is that since she's been off for about a year, she wants to be coached as hard as possible, held accountable, and really pushed to get back into her normal form.
And when you have the captain of your team wanting to be pushed like that, it really helps the whole entire work ethic for the rest of the team.
Coach Klee not afraid to push his players early in the season, trying to get everybody on the same page here in January before we head further into the schedule. 24 games on the slate for each team here. Playoffs will start in early May. Minnesota, currently the #2 spot in the standings. Flaherty with the deep dump in. Boston taking things the other way. Costa knocking it out of the air. That pass picked off by Brandt. Schafsel takes the bump. Susanna Tapani starting things out. Quick pass ahead for Kava. She grabs it out of the air. Keller able to find the puck, bringing it out from behind her own net, and she is hauled down. Knight angling the puck towards Brandt, who lost her stick, so she had to kick it forward. Keller, the backhand pass all the way across for Sydney Morin, who gets the deep dump in. Shots 18-13 Minnesota as they take the puck in offside at 9:29 left to go in the game. Minnesota trying to find the equalizer in the third. Puck carried behind the Minnesota net. Head to Krasova, taking the bump by Fratkin. That's at least her third big check of the game. And we're gonna get a call on that. I believe this is going against Kaylee as she will skate back to the box.
And you can hear the fans booing Bridget. But I could see what Fratkin was trying to do right there by stepping up at the blue line. She's trying to force the dump in. You don't want the offense to come in with possession of the puck. So by stepping up, causing a force, it allows your teammates to get to the puck first, but Boston's in the box.
Fratkin's second penalty of the game, took a hooking call in the second. Fratkin in the box for interference. Gives Minnesota another chance on the person advantage. Zumwinkel's shot blocked by Keller, and she breaks things out the other way. A backhand pass. Brandt skating towards the puck. Pulls it up along the boards to waste some time. Krasova with it for Minnesota to Zumwinkel. This Minnesota power play with just one goal on the season. Susanna Tapani with that power play goal. In the last meeting against Boston, they only took one penalty, and they killed that off successfully. Skated up ahead by Kendall Coyne. Schofield putting the shot on to Soderberg, who makes the stop.
And that play right there, that is what makes Kendall Coyne. So much speed, able to burn defenders.
Steckline at the top of the key. To Heisey, back to Steckline. Tapani goes back to the point. Steckline has her shot blocked by Gigi Marvin right into the shins. And another block, this time by Gerard, helps kill off some of this power play, and Boston will change out all 4 penalty killers.
And that's what you want to see from Boston, not afraid to sacrifice the body, going down on those blocks.
25 seconds left in the power play for Minnesota. Steckline up ahead for Taylor Heisey. Heisey without a power play goal yet this season, but she's someone that's dangerous 5-on-5, and give her a little bit of extra space. She's even more dangerous. Tapani to Steckline, back to Tapani. 5 seconds left on the power play. Steckline mishandling and having to regroup. Pass goes underneath the stick of Heisey. Tapani with the player Fratkin hopping out of the box. So 5-on-5. Another successful penalty kill for Boston, who has the best penalty kill in the league. Fratkin grabs the puck, dumps it deep, and she will head off. We have an update in that Montreal game we'll get to you very soon, as that ended in overtime. Healy losing it behind the net. Mueller and that top line for Boston back out on the ice. A line that has had time to build chemistry together. Gable can't quite get to the puck first. Taken the other way by Claire Budarak. Fratkin skating it out at the Boston end. Takes the bump by Cunnin. Up ahead, Cunnin handles the bouncing puck. Rattray can't get it out of the zone. DiGirolamo stopping the play towards the net. That one shot wide. Comes to Hillary Knight. Looking for the stretch pass up for Rattray. Has been a good job this game by Maddie Rooney to keep her team in the game, not allowing a goal since the first period. Boston held off the board in the second, and so far here in the third as that pops over the net of Rooney. Carried to the point by Brandt and bounced off the wall. This Brandt line with Schaafsal and Costa was a line that provided some of the spark that helped Boston try to ignite that comeback in the first meeting between these two teams. Mueller's line back on the ice, pressured by Abby Boreen, who was activated from the reserve list for Minnesota this week. That shot by Gable blocked twice. Rooney having to make a stop on the second chance. Mueller fights for the puck along the boards with Melissa Channel. Puck comes out. Knight with the shot blocked out of the air. Krasova ahead for Heisey. Zumwinkle to Krasova. That pass didn't quite connect. Greco with a point shot. Glove down by Soderberg. And we've talked just a little bit about Soderberg earlier in the game. What did you see on this last stretch of play?
This last rush for the first line of Boston, just a really good job by Alina Mueller, driving the net, bringing the D with her. And then that last chance, shot from the point. If Soderberg can see that shot, she's gonna stop it all game long.
And she was the two-time WCHA goalie of the year when she was in college playing for Minnesota Duluth. The 10th round draft pick to Boston, splitting the net with Aaron Frankel, who signed with Boston before their draft and will go and play in that NHL All-Star PWHL 3-on-3 showcase. All three of Boston's pre-draft signees will head up to play on All-Star Weekend. Keller with the puck, possessing, sending the pass to her D partner, Sydney Morin. And one thing about Keller that's so good is she's so good at managing the game, especially in the late stages like this.
She logs so many minutes. She can play in all situations, and she is just a really smart hockey player.
Puck bounces to Emily Brown. Brandt can't get it out past Budarak. Brandt lobbing the puck into the Minnesota end of the ice. Deck line. Wearing the A for Minnesota. Gets it to Fleming. Skated ahead by Budarak.
Really strong breakout by Minnesota right there.
Boston coming the other way. And that will be icing. Boston has been holding on to this 1-goal lead after a strong start. One of the messages from Coach Kessel was that just want to get a full 60-minute effort. They've had some really strong periods, but want to see the scoring come from not just the first, but throughout the game. Coyne battling along the wall. Sent all the way through to the opposite side. Coyne possessing, looking for the pass. She gets it through to Abby Boreen, who gets the shot off. Soderberg coming up with the glove save. Take another look.
Really good movement by Minnesota right there, getting the shot off, not stick handling, just that's what you want. Get it off right away, try and beat the goalies. But again, Minnesota, they'll need more bodies in front of Soderberg if they want to get one past her.
We'll keep an eye on Rooney, who still remains in her net. With under 2 minutes to play, see if we get the extra attacker on the ice for Minnesota. Steckline sets things up behind her own net. Heisey with speed through the neutral zone. Gets bumped by Megan Keller. Good job keeping Heisey to the outside. And Rooney has exited the net for the extra attacker for Minnesota. Zumwinkle settles the puck. Minnesota looking for a push late here, and that puck just barely misses the empty net, but it'll be icing against Boston. Hannah Brandt will take the draw against Heisey, who wins it. Sends her pass to Coyne. Zumwinkle to the point for Steckline. Boston keeping Minnesota to the outside. Zumwinkle with under a minute left to play. Steckline at the point. Shot goes wide. Soderberg sliding over, but not in time. Kendall Coyne Schofield ties the game at 3 with 53.9 seconds left in regulation.
Kendall Coyne, she is such a clutch player, and she shows it right here. Beautiful shot from the point. Lee Steckline, she's been doing it all game long, and it's actually a bank shot that hits the boards. And again, we've been talking about how much room is behind the net, and it basically goes straight to Kendall Coyne, and she's at the right place, the right time, backdoor, but she has that mentality that she's able to finish, and she does.
And she is a legend here in this league after so much time playing internationally and professionally before the formation of this league. She is one of the founders, as Zumwinkle gets a shot on goal. Under 40 seconds left. And
what an opportunity for Minnesota right there. Zumwinkle, that's not a player you want alone with your goalie.
No, Minnesota coming right back with that top line again. Heisey throws that out in front, nobody home, as Minnesota had started to change off. Rattray to Mueller, who batted the puck out of the air with the glove. 12 seconds to go. That puck behind Soderberg bounces out, sent ahead, too far ahead of Hillary Knight. One last shot on goal in regulation for Minnesota, but we will head to overtime. Minnesota able to come back after being down 3-1, and Heisey winning the opening draw of overtime. Heisey stretches up ahead for Coyne, heading on goal, stripped by Keller.
Excellent defensive stick by Keller right there, perfectly positioned.
Marvin with the puck over center ice and over the blue line. Marvin spins back up towards the point, passing it to Mueller, who takes it back out into neutral ice. Knight hopping off the bench. She'll join Keller and Mueller. Knight skates it forward. Shirley and DiGirolamo stepping on for Boston. Knight has some space in front of her, wrists it low, and it goes in! Hillary Knight with the overtime game winner for Boston. It is a 4-3 win. Rooney looked like she had held on, but just the puck rolling slowly into the net. Hillary Knight able to be the hero here for Boston.
Talk about a clutch goal. That was beautiful. And she just was so smart for that entire play. When you throw it back to the neutral zone, she did a lap allowing her teammates to come back on the ice. And then Shirley crashed the net, taking the defender with her. But, I mean, Hillary Knight, she has one of the best shots in the world. And we see it here.
It is a good goal for Hillary Knight to end this game in overtime. We talked to Coach Keller this week about how she's had so many shots on goal, so many opportunities, but it was just going to be a matter of time before they started going in for her. She's a prolific goal scorer, and basically just telling her, don't feel like you have any pressure, don't grip the stick too tight,